Hello all, this is Liji and today we will see slicing in Python. So slicing is one feature in Python, one Pythonic feature which is very useful. It is one of the most useful feature in Python. It helps us to extract a slice from a sequence and we can do many manipulations based on that slice. So it is applicable to all the Python sequence like list, tuple, string, even the range object that we generate using range function. So a slice like so the suppose this is a list a b it is having the contents a to means a b c d e f g and up to m, and then if we want to extract only a portion of it, the portion of it like say e f g h I j, okay, this is known as a slice in this list. Okay, so this is what slicing helps us in. It extracts us to it helps us to extract a slice from a sequence, and the sequence can be anything. Okay, any sequence in Python which is ordered and indexed, we can use slicing. So to start with, the syntax of slicing. This is how the syntax looks like. Here we have to give the variable means object name, whichever sequence we have to extract. It can be string, it can be list, it can be tuple, it can be the range object, it can be anything. You have to mention the object name over here, followed by the indexing operator, that is the square brackets, because we'll be doing slicing based on the index. So you have to use the indexing operator there. Then you have to mention a start parameter colon, stop parameter colon, and a step parameter. So here the start, stop, and step are optional. All these parameters are optional. But when we are going for the slicing, you have to mention this colon. So to separate this start, stop, and step, we use colon. And this start, stop, and step refers to index. So start by default is 0. So if you don't give the start parameter, then it will be by default taken as 0. Stop by default will be taken as the last index. But what happens is when we do the slicing, it will do this, it will return as a slice one index less than the stop. It won't return as the as the character or digit or that is stored at the stop index. It will return as one index less than the stop index over here. And step, it is used to specify in what step we need to get the slicing, and by default it is 1. And positive index means we take a step towards the right. Negative index means we take a step towards the left. Okay, so positive index means we go from left to right like this. Okay, we'll be going from like this. Okay, and negative index means we'll be going from right to left. So that is a difference in case of step. And start, stop, and step are optional. So here I had shown the picture of a list. We'll be doing the manipulation on this list, but it is applicable to other sequences also. In exactly the same way, we'll be doing the slicing. Slicing is done on the indexes. So whatever sequence the sequence object you give there, it doesn't matter. It is how we give the index. So that is how the slicing happens. So here I have created the list. So I'll just run and show you. So this is the list. Let me just clear the outputs, all the outputs. Yeah. So this is our list. We have the alphabets from A to M. Now, I have divided the slicing also into different categories. So it will be easy to understand. So first one, normal slice by specifying start and stop. Okay, so we specify the start and stop, and we'll see how we can extract a slice from a list. Suppose we want to extract E, F, G, H, I, J from this list. Okay, so here, what is the start? Start is 4. And what is the end? End is 9. But if we mention 9 over the, this J won't be extracted. As I told, the stop index won't be considered. It will be 1 less than the stop index. So we have to mention 10. So here, so once I run this, if we get E, F, G, H, H, I, J. So I mentioned the list variable, list object over here, followed by the square brackets, and inside the square brackets I gave the starting index, that is 4, then colon, and then 10. 10 is here. Okay, so 1 less than 10 is 9. So I mentioned that, and we got E, F, G, H, I, J, this entire slice part of the list. We can also mention the slicing using the negative index. It's not required that we have to use the positive index only there. We can mention the negative index also. So here we can see the negative index is starting at -9 and it is ending at -4. So one after that is -3. So you mention -9 and -3 over there. Okay. So you come here and yes, you got E, F, G, H, I and J. Now, suppose we want to extract this this slice C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This slice if we want to extract. So the positive indexing, when we see it starting at 2 and we have to give 9 because 1 less than, so 9. Okay, otherwise from the negative indexing part we have to give -11 and -4. So let's execute this and see. So 2, 9. 2, 9, we got C, D, E, F, G, H, I, G, H, I. And similarly, here when we execute, we get -11 and -4 we mentioned. So we got the same list from. Now, if we want to slice from the beginning of a list, slice from the beginning of a list, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, G, H. From the zeroth index, if we want to slice, one way is we can mention this 0 and 8. So you will get the list, that is A to H you will be getting. Otherwise, this start is optional and by default start is 0. So you don't mention the start also like this. Here we are not mentioning the start itself. Okay, we are just mentioning the end stop index over there. So like that also we can do, or we can do it using the negative index, that is -13 and -5. 5 is over here, we can mention like that also. We can just execute and see how it is working. So my list 08, it is giving me A to H, so all the alphabets from A to H. Again, just specifying 8 also, here colon 8 also is giving me A to H, and by specifying the negative index also it is giving me A to H. Now if we want to slice till the end of the list, if we want to slice, so one option is we can start with 4, we have seen that, and here we need this M. Okay, so we cannot specify 12 over here. So we can mention it like 4 and 13. Okay, just the n index after 12. So it will extract till 12. Or we can mention any random index, say 100 or so. By default, it will take, means it will take till the last index only. So that is 12. Like that also we can extract. Or we just give the starting index. We can say, okay, you start from 4 and you go till the end. So if you don't mention the stop over there, stop index over there, it will just extract till the end. So you just start from 4 and just give a colon over there. Or you can mention using the negative index, that is -9 and colon. So it starts from 9 and it goes towards the right and it goes till the end. We can just execute and see how it is working. So my list 413 is giving me E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, the entire list from E. Again, 400, I mentioned 100, we don't have a 100 index, but still it is giving me the same. Or here I just mentioned the starting index 4, it's giving me the same. And here I just mentioned the negative index -9, it's giving me the same. Now suppose you want to slice, or you want a list with A, C, E, G, I, K, and M. Only these items from the list. Okay. So what you can do is, see, you mentioned start and stop. Okay, start and stop. You want the ender from the ender list. You want it from the start. and you want it till the end. So you don't mention start and stop itself, or else you can start with 0 and you can give some 100 or some arbitrary number for stop. That's also fine. So, but you specify the step as 2. Here it is jumping 2 steps, right? Till now we were jumping 1 step like this we are jumping. Here what we have to do, we have to jump 2 steps. So this, then this, it says step size is 2 over here. We are going to write. So we mention the step size as 2. Okay. So, and you execute this, you get the answer A, C, E, G, I, K, and M. Instead of means you can mention this minus 13 and minus 1, so anyway we can mention. So minus 13 colon 2 also you can mention, you will get the same result. You can use the negative indexing also over there, that's not an issue. But from this step of 2 also, if you want to extract a slice of it, you mention the start index, that is 2, then the end index 7. So we want it till 6, so I mentioned 7, and the slice of 2 I mentioned, so I got CEG. Okay, or else I mentioned minus 11 and minus 6. Okay, and then step of 2 I got CEG. Okay, now coming here, my list, I am not mentioning any start, I am not mentioning any stop, because those are anyway optional, and even I have not mentioned step. So by default it will start from 0 and it will go till end, and the step size will be 1. So when I don't mention anything, I'll get the entire list. Okay, but suppose I'm giving like colon colon minus 1, so it means minus 1 means you have to go from right of the from right like this, you need to go right to left. Okay, right to left you need to go. So I'm not mentioning any start, I am not mentioning any stop, it means the entire list, but you have to go from right to left. So that is why I have mentioned minus 1, that is reverse the, then what will happen is it will reverse the list. We'll just execute this and see, it reversed the entire list. You got the entire list, right, in the reverse order. So it is very easy to reverse a list in Python. You just mention the list or string or whatever it is, a sequence in Python. It's very easy to reverse. You just mention colon, colon, and minus 1. You get it reversed. Okay. Now suppose the same thing you want to extract this part but in the reverse order. So what you will do, you will mention, you will start with minus 4 up till minus 10 and minus 1. You can mention like that. Or you can, in the positive indexing also you can mention 9 up till 3 but minus 1. That is, you go in the opposite direction from right to left. So I'll just see we got J, I, H, G, F and E. See, we got 2 list. Okay. Now, suppose we want to extract this portion but in the reverse order. So again, you have to mention the start, but you don't mention the stop, because you start from here and go up till the end. So you don't have to mention the stop, but you mention the reverse minus 1 over there. So you get from H to A. Okay, or you can mention it as, instead of minus 6, you can give 7 also. That's also fine. Now if you want to extract from from the some in between the list to the end of the list, so but in the reverse order. Okay, so what you can do, we can start from start you need not mention, because it is by means it will take from the beginning. Okay, anyway. Okay, and you mention minus 1 up till minus 10. Okay, so that's what we have mentioned over here. So you get, yeah, from here it will take. Okay, you, if you don't mention start also, we know, okay, up till minus 10 I need, but I need to go in the reverse order. So it will start from the from here, from the last position of the list. Okay, so and you will get, you can, instead of this minus 10 you can mention 3 also, it will give the same result to us. Okay, now this step list, if you want to extract this A, C, E, G, I, K, N, M, but in the reverse order, you just mention, because it, since it's the entire list, we don't have to mention start and stop, just mention minus 2, because step size is 2, but you want to go in the reverse order, so you make it minus. Okay, you give a negative over there and you got the entire thing, M, K, I, G, E, C and A. But and if you want to extract a slice of this, that is GEC, just mention that the same thing you mention C. start with sits. If you see, yeah, start with sits but go till 1. So that's what I have mentioned. Start with sits, go till 1, but in step size of 2 in the reverse order. Or we can give start from -7, go till -12, but in the step size of -2. So that's why how we have mentioned it over here. Okay, now suppose in case of list, yes, we know we can make changes. It's a mutable thing. Okay, so if this my list -7 -12 -2, we know that it is G, C and D. But if you want to replace G, E and C, okay, with something, you can mention it like this also. This is slice assignment. Okay, so let's see what happens when we do that. We did the slice assignment and then we are printing the list. Okay, my list. So what happened is, see, we have my list of this -7, -12, -2 is G, E and C. So in place of G, if you notice over here, in place of G, we got AA. Okay. In place of E, we got BB. And in place of C, we got CC. So here we have CC, then we have BB, and we have AA. So this is how slice assignment works. So in case of list, we can go with slice assignment also, but this slice assignment doesn't work with tuples or strings because those are mutable. Yep. So today we saw slicing in list, which is a very useful feature in Python. It will help us to extract a slice from the list, and it is applicable for any sequence, that is it is applicable for list, string, tuple. It is applicable for any of the sequence. The syntax is means whatever sequence you have there, you have to give the object name over there, then start, stop and step. By default, start is 0, stop is till the end, and step is 1. And you can extract the list. We can perform the list assignment also in case of list. And there is a function known as slice function, which also again does the same thing, but in the form of a function. Okay, this gives us an object, and that is what gets assigned when we use it over here. Okay, so it's the same thing, this slice function in Python. So that's all for today. Thank you.